Welcome to video number 8 in our mini course called A Path to Stability. If I were subtitling it, I would call it A Path to a Quality Life. I want to move right in and continue. If you're following the videos, they're all uploaded on YouTube. Actually, in one section, Roger for Wisdom. When you get to YouTube, Roger, ROGER, the number 4, and then Wisdom, no spaces. You can get it there. What we're talking about now are tools, since we are responsible as human beings to manage our lives, which at times can be a handful. It is our duty to make sure that we navigate our lives in a healthy and a wholesome and in a proper way. And so we're discussing in this area tools that are helpful in us achieving that. We've talked about practicing acceptance. We've talked about living in the present moment. We now come to something that's very, very important, and I want to put a little bit of emphasis here. It is coming to an understanding that we are human beings, not human doings. So much of our lives, we've been programmed that while we should take pride in what we do and do it well, we are not defined by what we do. And very often people, when you meet people, they want to know, what do you do? What have you been doing all these years? And that's not wrong in and of itself, but what they're trying to do is find a box to put you in, a way to judge you so that they can size you up and determine what you're about. And it's just far too limiting. You are a human being. That's important. Let me just say this. Beneath our thoughts, judgments, opinions, and emotions, we are to function primarily as beings or as a being. I mean, that's what we are. And this opens the door to us being our authentic self versus a program puppet, living out of what somebody else thought we should be, or even our own opinions, when really from a standpoint of being, we can be authentic when we really understand that. One of the things I'll say here is that we have an identity crisis. It's part of the problem that we have today. And that crisis is we are what we do. And the truth is, so if I'm a banker or if I'm a financial guy, I do certain things, then that defines my life. No, your job is your function. That's one of the things you may be involved in doing, but that's really not who you are. So the identity crisis says we are what we do. If we're doing something and we make a mistake, we feel awful because our value is based on what we do. When we have a healthy understanding of ourselves as a being, if we make a mistake, we'll admit it, correct it, and move on. Important. We are what we do. That's what we're programmed to believe, when the truth is we do because we are. In other words, we function in things out of and because of who we really are. And that is major today. We got a lot of people that really don't know themselves, but you are a being. Really, really powerful. I've talked a lot about awareness and meditation. And again, let me give you a little bit more context of that, because that is a very important practice for your life. In meditation is important because we should function more. Now listen to this carefully. We should function more as a knower out of awareness versus a thinker. Okay? You are at your highest level of productivity. You're at your highest level of performance when you are functioning as a knower and not just as a thinker who's thinking recycled thoughts over and over again. That's why people like, this is just a small example, but people like artists, writers, musicians, etc., that when an artist performs art, a lot of times it's from a level of inspiration. He doesn't know what he's going to do. When a writer is writing, they don't. Where do those words come from? It's not necessarily just that they're recycling thoughts, but they write out of what they know. They develop those skills. Musicians will play songs, write music. There have been great ones down through the years. The volume of what they've written has been just amazing, but they function as knowers, not just as thinkers. It is really at an inspirational level. And so when we are able to take that time and be quiet, we're able to actually walk and function as a being, because we're looking beyond thoughts. People always thought I was this, or I always thought of myself as that. We begin to sense who we really and truly are. That is very, very important. Another thing I'll say here is that there is no script for our lives. We exist into our path as beings. In other words, the life that you are going to live. Listen, there are many people, we're told, I think 8 billion on the planet now, still counting. But the truth of the matter is nobody's fingerprints is exactly like yours. That is amazing. You are unique. If you are an attorney, there may be thousands of attorneys, but there'll never be another one exactly like you. And so what's important here is understanding that you are a pioneer. This life that you must live, the things that you must do, has never, ever been done before. So you can't think your way into that. There's not a book you can read to figure out that path. You exist in it. You have to walk onto that. You have to live onto that. And it has to evolve and unfold since it's never really been done. There are things that you're going to have to share that you don't know that you know, but that'll happen out of your function as a being, and that becomes very, very important. This path is like a journey that you travel on and that you walk on, and things unfold as you go, and you'll discover things about yourself that you didn't know. Sometimes people, when they're in a crisis, actually come up with a solution that they didn't even know that was in them. Very, very important. So as we are closing out this whole section, I want you to realize that you are a being. It's not just what runs through your mind. It's who you really and truly are that'll unfold with time. Well, again, I want to take just a few moments, because life is busy, many things going on, a lot of things in the world, a lot of things we're hearing news, seeing news, we're around people, things are changing constantly. But the miracle that you have all the time is the fact that you're breathing and that you are alive. And so I want you to stop and I want you to pause just for a moment, and I want you to just relax. Whatever it needs to be done can be done later, but right now, relax. So you can go, if this is not a good time, leave the video, come back, and then do it. But I want you to take time and relax, and I want you to move your attention to your breath. As you inhale and as you exhale, and you just relax. The rhythm of your breath, just follow that, just experience that, just sense that. That's very, very important. Take some time and do that. I will see you in the next video. My website is rogerckelly.com. And if you enjoy the video, hit the like button. If you will subscribe, you'll be notified when I put out a new one, and there are many more coming. Thank you. Have a great day.